Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Rangers review team news reaction video as we build up to match day 2 in the Europa League group stage. Rangers in Austria to take on Sturm Graz, their old foes from yesteryear. Chris is at the Merkur Arena for us. How it goes, Chris?
It's a bit chilly here, Derek, unsurprisingly. But apart from that, all good. The home fans have been in the stadium. We've been here for about an hour or so. Home fans coming in nice and early as well, already making themselves heard. So the guys here yesterday were talking up the importance of being back at this stadium in European competition. 1,100 Rangers fans and a capacity of 15,000. So not a huge stadium, but given the ultra section behind the goal, I think the atmosphere could be quite good here tonight.
Yes, so let's not mess about. Let's get the team up. This is how Rangers will shape up tonight. You will notice there's a change in the forward line with Youssef Chermiti preferred to Bojan Miovski. So Rangers lining up. Butland in goal, back four, Tavernier, Suter, Cornelius and Magoma. The midfield trio, Baron, Raskin and Asgard with Antman and Gassama supporting Chermiti up top. On the bench for Rangers tonight, Kelly and Kieran Wright are the two sub-goalies. Then they go with Aarons, Rothwell, Cameron back in the squad, which is great. Giga, Miovski, Moore, Rice, Curtis, McCallion, and Danilo. Chris, your initial thoughts on tonight's team?
I don't think it's a surprise that Chermiti comes back in. Now, if you're going to go and spend £8 million or so on a striker, it's this type of night that you're relying on him to go and perform in. Miovski also had his chance against Livingston at the weekend. Didn't take the one clear chance they had in the first half. So I don't really see it being a case of him being dropped because of form. I think it's just a case of you need to see more from Chermiti. You need to see what he can bring to this side in these European nights. I've seen it with Rangers strikers in recent seasons. Morelos made his name in occasions such as this. So safe to say he definitely needs a goal.
I would love an Alfredo Morelos up front for Rangers. Not his final season at the club, but I think that the sort of 2019-20 vintage where he was running riot in the Europa League. I think I would give my right arm for someone like that to lead the line for Rangers. But you quite rightly say Chermiti. Given the outlay, you know my feelings on it. I think it's mad that Rangers have shelled out that for this boy, but he's been given the nod. He must have been training impressively to get the opportunity to lead the line. So hopefully he can repay the faith in Russell Martin and notch a goal this evening. But certainly that front line needs service. Like we touched on the show yesterday, Chris, I think when we were both on, it's all right, I mean, we've said it in numerous videos before, it's all right having a front man in there, but you're looking at the providers. Rangers need to provide Chermiti with service, and that is something that they found difficult, not just in European matches, but domestically as well, not creating enough. They have to create tonight. Not only that, they have to take their opportunities.
They do. Now, we've spoken a number of times this season about chance creation and Rangers. I think it's safe to say there's issues right across this side at present, but final third, considering the money that's been spent on it and the players that have come into it, you're looking for a whole lot more from Rangers as an attacking unit. So Gassama, I think overall has been good. There's questions on the right hand side, whether it's Moore, whether it's Antman. I don't think they've really hit the heights. I know people will say Finlay Curtis deserves a start, but I think he's probably more effective from the left, and that's sort of the role that Gassama's getting nailed down. And Chermiti we touched on there alongside Miovski as your number 9 options. Those two well ahead of Danilo in the pecking order right now. So as you said there, Derek, chance creation has been a real issue. Scoring goals has been a real issue. And when you are as easy to play against, and when teams create as many chances against you as the opposition do right now, you know you're going to have to score probably 2 to get a result. Hard to see Rangers keep a clean sheet tonight. So if they are going to win the game, you'd imagine they'll need at least 2. That's also not something that's happened very often this season. They had to wait until almost the last kick of the ball to get that second goal on Sunday against Livy. So definitely something they have to improve on. But you look at the players in behind that front three. I know we touched on Asgard at the start of the week. Speaking about this being a big night for Chermiti, I think it's a really big night for Tello Asgard as well. Has to play higher up the pitch. has to be more involved, has to start playing those passes and looking to try and influence things in that final third.
I agree. Lots of comments coming in, as you can imagine. Hugo Bear says Asgard needs to show some passion. We need to see more from him tonight. Like you say, I think it is a big night for him. Rangers have shelled out a lot of money for this boy for nights such as this. So go on and show why you were brought to the club in the first place. I want to see heart, desire, aggression from him and really show why he's making his name in the Norway side as well. So hopefully he can have a big say. And yeah, Barron I thought was good at the weekend. No real surprise to see him coming in with the Diamande suspension. And talking about suspensions, OS with the point, no red cards, please, can't be doing with any more excuses. Yeah, that is an issue that Russell Martin was pressed on in the press conference yesterday about sending offs in Europe. We've seen Max Aarons, of course, in that debacle at Bruges. And then last week, it really hampered Rangers. But I think keeping 11 men on the park would be beneficial if Rangers are to get something over there in Austria this evening. Let's get to some more points that are coming in. An interesting one from James and a few others. He says, hope Cameron gets some time on the park. And Maka sort of echoes that. He says, evening, Derek and Chris. Can't see many goals with Chermiti up front. Would have played Cameron ahead of Asgard too. I think... he's just coming back from injury, Chris, so no real surprise to see him on the bench. It's a good thing that he's back in amongst it, though. Would not be surprised if he comes off the bench at some point in the game.
Someone that we spoke a wee bit about the other day there, I don't think it's a surprise that he's not starting. Obviously, first time back in the squad since that night in Bruges. He'll be hoping that it's a far more enjoyable evening individually and personally than that night. Also, a really difficult one for Rangers. So good to see him back. He does offer something a bit different, and I'd like to think he would see some minutes at some point. But it depends how the game is unfolding. On the red card issue, it's a really important aspect for Rangers. And as you say, Russell Martin was asked about it. Conor Barron asked about it last night as well. Rangers can't afford to be losing men and to be giving opposition that advantage. Even if they do, though, you have to say it's not an excuse. You can't just give up the game in that situation. The guys here were talking the other day there about the night in Ufa where Rangers obviously went down to 9 and still managed to get through. They've won League Cups at Hampden against Birmingham with 9 men as well. So if worst comes to worst, the Rangers do lose a man, right? It's not just a case of you just go and chuck the game and that's you. But hopefully that's a situation that they don't find themselves in.
Yeah, good to hear the Rangers fans in the background there making themselves heard. Just to give you the Sturm Graz team, folks, they line up in a 4-1-2-1-2, but it's pretty much a diamond in midfield. So they've got Oliver Christensen in goal, back four of Urman, Ewu, Lavalley and Karic, a midfield of Stankovic, the holding midfielder with Horvat and Chukwueze, with the Georgian midfielder, their playmaker, Otar Kitishvili, returning to the side. He is the number 10 and certainly a player that Rangers will have to keep an eye on. Up top, Morris Malone and Belmin Beganovic. So that is how the Austrians shape up. Of course, as we've touched on before, they too head into this game winless. They lost their opening fixture away in Denmark to Michelin. So they'll be desperate to get off the mark, as will Rangers. How's it going tonight, Chris? What's the feeling in the bones? I know you said before that Rangers will need to score 2. I agree with you. I think Rangers need to score at least 2 to get a win tonight. I would take a draw. 1 each I'm going for, and I'm being sort of the heart ruling ahead a little bit with that one. How do you see it going?
The PA system here, just as we arrived, we're playing the John Lundstrom Seville Road to Seville song. So hoping that's a good omen for Rangers tonight. But this side is obviously a long way from that side. They've got a lot to prove to be anywhere near that team. Like you, I think a draw is the most likely outcome tonight. I think if you're Russell Martin, you probably take it. You can't afford a setback after that win at Livingston, and talking up what that meant for them to get that Premiership win, or talking up the mentality and character and all the rest of it. He can't afford another setback. He can't afford to have another defeat. He has to start building momentum. He has to start stringing some wins together. If he can get a result tonight, and then you bounce into Sunday, you can go and take care of Falkirk, that eases the pressure slightly. It puts him in a slightly better mood heading into the international break. The flip side, of course, is you don't win tonight, and then Sunday proves to be a really tricky afternoon for you through at Falkirk. So a really, really important couple of days coming up for Russell Martin. He knows that, players know that, fans certainly know that.
Yes, Big Mike gets in touch. He says, hope you're enjoying yourself out there, Chris, before the football inevitably ruins the mood. So let's hope you're wrong on that one, Mike. But yeah, enjoy the game, Chris. That team, once again, folks, Butland, Tav, Suter, Cornelius, Magoma, a midfield trio of Baron Raskin and Asgard with Antman, Gassama and Chinmite leading the line. Right on full time, Joshua will be joining me just shortly after the full time whistle, folks. So we hope you can join us for that around about 10 o'clock. When the game is over and done with. Let's hope we're reporting on a Rangers victory away from home in Europe. But we'll bid you farewell, Chris. Thank you all for tuning in, folks, and we shall chat again soon. Bye for now.